Alright, not very long ago, we added a new addition to my family. This is Mia. She's a Shih Tzu and she is 3 months old. She's spunky, so cute, very fluffy, and she can be pretty aggravating, but she can be a sweetheart when she wants to be. We fell in love with her the moment we saw a picture of her, and she's been a blessing to our family. Alright, go lay back down. Honestly, it's been a while since the last time I had a puppy running around my house. People often question the most important thing that comes to know when raising a dog. To start training early. Have you ever raised an indoor dog before? Well, even if you have, I'm still going to demonstrate how to prepare, how the training process works, and the attitude you should have towards it. To begin preparing, it's always important to do your research first. You can look up the breed of the dog and figure out its eating habits, behavior, characteristics, the maintenance level, its likes and dislikes. The list goes on and on. Also, you can compare males versus females. Everyone has their opinion on which gender of dog that they like better, but each breed is different. So just research it and decide which one best fits with you and your family. So now it is necessary to get the proper supplies and accessories needed for your dog as well. So first, we need to get some toys. You can get some treats and dog food. Dog food is very necessary so your dog doesn't starve. Pee pads, if you decide to use the pee pad method for your potty training, which I will get to that in just a second. Shampoo and a brush to brush your dog's fur out after it gets out of the bath. If you plan on taking your dog outside any, I would suggest getting a leash and some sort of collar. Eventually, your dog probably won't need a leash, but it's always nice to have one just in case because you never know when you might need it in the future. Now that you have prepared yourself mentally and physically, it's time to get this training party started. First, I'm going to discuss potty training. You need to formulate a schedule for your puppy to go by. The more days that you have in a routine, the better off the training and your puppy will be. When potty training, pee pads are a good option for your first use. It encourages your puppy to always pee in the same spot where the pad is located. The scent will linger on the pad, which gives your puppy the idea to always go back to that spot. If you keep taking your puppy to the same spot where the pad is, it will eventually get used to going there. It's also a pretty good transition to move from taking your puppy from the inside to the pad to going outside to use the bathroom. It's very important to praise your puppy when it uses the bathroom correctly and to always give it a treat so that it knows that it's been a good girl or a good boy and it did what it was supposed to. Now I will move on to crate training. During the first year of having your puppy, it's a good idea to let them get used to sleeping or being in a crate instead of running free and roaming around the house when it isn't fully trained yet. A crate isn't imprisoning your dog. It teaches them responsibility. It can also calm their anxiety. Using treats and games will make staying in one seem like a safe and fun place for them to be. Keep in mind that you really need to have a divided or a small crate that is small enough for enough room for your puppy to stand up and to turn around. There's no need for a crate to have plenty of room for it to run around in when it's really just staying in there to sleep, or it's just staying in there while you're gone on work or no one's home and you just don't want it to run free around the house. So training a puppy isn't easy, nor is it always full of happiness. There will be plenty of times when your puppy won't listen to you or will do something bad like chew on things, bite you, do their business on the carpet, and shred up their pee pads. I think it's safe to say that we've had a lot of this happen when it comes to Mia. But remember that the attitude that you have towards the training process can affect the outcome in a big way. So here are some different attitudes you should have while training your puppy. Patience is a really big one. Don't rush anything to happen. Training takes a lot of time and effort. So it's important to always rely on your own puppy's pace rather than another dog's pace, because every dog is different in their own way and your dog has its own way of pacing itself when it does certain things. So discipline is another good one to go by. It's okay to give your puppy a hard time when needed. Be stern and straightforward rather than soft and gentle with your puppy. Being stern will show your puppy that what it did is not okay and that it shouldn't happen again. Also, don't praise the bad things that your puppy does. For example, let's say your puppy pooped on the rug instead of going on the pad where it was supposed to. Accidents happen, but if that's something you don't want your puppy doing, then there's no need to make it feel good about doing that. Consistency is a good thing to have as well. Don't slack off and mess around. Training your dog is a serious matter, and one little slip up can mess up the whole process, and it can also change the way that your dog is acting. Make sure to keep an accurate schedule of when you feed your dog, when it uses the bathroom, when it's playtime and bedtime, etc. If you start a routine, make sure to stick with it once you and your puppy gets used to having it. And lastly, always try to stay positive. Trust me, it can get frustrating, but it's always good to keep on going anyways. Don't give up when the times get tough. Everything has to get worse before it gets better. Keep an optimistic mindset and love your puppy through it all, because we're all going to get through this together. Training is a long and hard process, but trust me, if you stick with it and don't give up, it'll be successful and your dog will completely obey you and they'll just be really good to have by your side. So in conclusion, there is a lot that goes on when training a puppy, but as long as you properly prepare, train effectively, and have the right attitude, the outcome will be pawsome.